Should Miami move on from Tyreek Hill? Is this okay? It's always in the news every day, Akeem.
I don't really judge guys. Your off the field stuff, hey, that's your off the field stuff. I judge guys by what they do on the field, what type of guy they are in the locker room, and shit, Tyreek still got the juice, in my opinion, man. He could fly, flat out fly still. He been a top guy last 7 to 8 years. He could roll out the bed and get you 1,000 yards, 7, 8 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying? So he still got the juice. I don't think it's him that's blowing up the Dolphins. I mean, that's the quarterback situation, if you ask me. So, I mean, I think Tyreek deserves a strong ending to his career, man. He already got a chip, so it ain't like he's searching for a chip. He already got a chip, but, man, his career been so good, it deserves a good ending. You know what I'm saying? So, I would love...
You made the point yesterday, trade him back where he belongs.
I would love to see him go home. I would love to see him go home, back to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And Miami, just blow that thing up, man. Get y'all a bunch of draft picks, start this rebuild process while you got guys like Tyreek. I don't know if anybody gonna trade for Tua ass, but you know, while you got Waddle, like you got some guys you got Minka. Like, bro, start it over, bro. Start it over, get you a bunch of draft picks, start that thing over, man. I don't know if the Chiefs can afford him, but you give him the right amount of draft picks, the Dolphins will eat some of that salary cap.
But Keith, how long before what they're doing off the field affects on the field? I mean, look at Rashee Rice, you have Justin Tucker. Like, it does bleed in. It can bleed in.
Yeah, but every team got their off the field stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Caleb go get his nails done every Wednesday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every team got their stuff.
I think getting his nails done in domestic violence cases a little different.
I'm a little different. You'll be surprised when he come in that motherfucker with these nails done. How many guys like, God damn, this motherfucker got his nails done again? Like, you'll be surprised how that shit work in that locker room, though, Kenzie. Every team got they off the field, got guys with their off the field stuff. Shit, I had off the field stuff. I got in trouble for some type of shooting every offseason. It was some type of shooting situation every offseason. We won games. You know what I'm saying? We won games. It ain't bleeding to the locker room, man. It is what it is. Teams gonna have their off the field stuff, man. It's too many guys not to. So even the stuff that don't make the news, you know what I'm saying? It's guys who did this. It ain't make the news because maybe he wasn't a big star, but he's still on the team. It still happened. The team know about it. Maybe the national media didn't broadcast it, but the team still know about it. It was local news. Shit happens off the field. Man, what we do on this field is what matters in that locker room.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to off the field stuff, when you look at his situation, it's been rough. When it comes to the court stuff, I mean, you know, we can see what she claims, but they're in the middle of the divorce. And when you're looking for money, you know, you're gonna put whatever it takes in there. So I don't go by what's said, I go by, you know, did you report it? Right? You said 8 times. Are there 8 police reports? Right? You know, if you didn't call the police, I can't say it happened. Right? You know, I gotta go with just pure facts. And the facts are, did you call? Or this is what you're saying for sympathy in court, right? So
but you can't say it didn't.
You can't say it didn't. Right. But I'm just like, if I'm a juror, I can only go what the proof says. And the proof says you didn't call, so I don't know. You called the one time, so on the record there's 1. So when you're talking about just the battle of the court, you know, hearsay, you know, it's all hearsay. So, you know, I can't judge you off of what's being, you know, pushed in the court because it's a battle, right? It's chess moves, right? She has her chess moves, you have your chess moves, and it's going to get dirty, right? It's going to be, I need a restraining order. It's going to be, he's violent. You know, he don't pay for the kids. He don't see that. There's going to be whatever, right? She's a stalker. I need something against her. She broke this. She broke that. You know what I mean? That's just part of the battle when you got that kind of money. Yeah. So his name is going to be tossed through, you know, the mud. So it's up to Miami to sift through all of that and say, all right, we want to hold on to him or we don't. But, you know, as the organization itself, y'all are trash, right? So if you need to blow it up, it's better to blow it up now and just use all of what's going on for the last 2-3 years and just say we're going to rebuild.
Yeah, get some for him.
You played there.
I played there. I played Miami. And, you know, when you're a great player, you can get away with a lot of shit. When you were a great player, you got a little more wiggle room. And with him, his production doesn't match the problems. And his production isn't 100% on him. He's being held back by the quarterback and the system at large right there. But when you have the problems and lack of production, it opens the window for critique.
You can't have both, yeah.
Yeah, you can't have both. You know, if you're causing problems off the field, you better be putting up some big numbers and stats, because then we can accept that. The locker room is a special place, right?
Yep.
We're all some fucked up individuals. We are, right?
In our own way.
In our own way, right? And it takes a special group of some messed up individuals to come together and form that locker room, and that's a brotherhood, right? So
Well said. That's true.
if you show up and you work hard every day and you're a great dude to your teammates and you're positive and you're playing hard, we got you. But when the noise on the outside starts to become big, then you're looking at more systemic problems in the locker room. That's when doubt creeps in. And I think that's where we're kind of at with Tyreek in Miami. The team stinks. They're going to stink for a while. Now the focus is on Tyreek off the field and not on the field. And I think he can still play? Would I love to see him go back to Kansas City because they don't have any receivers? Absolutely. But Tyreek in Miami, he's cooked. It's over.
Yeah.
By the way, to your point, those Dallas Cowboy teams I covered in the 90s, hey, you guys can't hold candles to what they were doing. Seriously.
Yeah,
Seriously.
right.
And the Cowboy teams I covered in the 80s were even worse. And you don't know about them because it didn't get publicized. Okay, so I'm validating your points.
Sure.
Okay, so I look at Tyreek. He's 31. He is the second greatest deep threat I've ever seen to Randy Moss. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Because Randy was 6'4" and ran 4.2. Tyreek's about 5'10" and probably can still run 4.2. Cheetah. I think he probably still at 31 can run pretty close to that. Fair?
Fair.
Okay.
Deshaun, I might throw my dog Deshaun Jackson.
Okay, yeah,
Close.
I know, as a deep threat. That's a
deep threat.
That's a good one. Another little guy for the most part,
Could
right?
fly.
Could just flat fly. But Tyreek is even more explosive as a runner to me, like run after catch than Deshaun was. And Randy's just like in another league, just like that's just somewhere else.
Top guy.
Okay.
Calvin, too.
So when I look back at Tyreek's life and times, he's always had incidents of various kinds. Some domestic abuse and violence, and some just stuff that he just gets involved in stuff. He's just one of those guys, he gets involved. And yeah, I look back, he came from small town Georgia, 200 miles south of Atlanta, Douglas, Georgia. And his senior year in high school, he wasn't known for football, he was known for track. And Track and Field News voted Tyreek as a senior in high school the athlete of the year in America in track and field, running the 100 and 200. Okay, so that's what you're dealing with, but he was kind of a late bloomer and comer to football. So he didn't make the grades, couldn't get in a big school. And I don't think he was good at football yet, and he has to go to Garden City Community College in Kansas. It's in nowhere, Kansas. All right, no offense to Garden City, but it's nowhere. I've been there before.
They're nice JUCO.
Yeah.
They put out players.
What's that?
I said they're pretty good JUCO.
I know,
Yeah,
they're like
put
a
out players.
pipeline, right? Okay. And then he winds up at Oklahoma State for about 3/4 of a year because he has his first domestic violence problem, and they just dismiss him. But he was, bless you.
Thank you.
He was, trust me, because I root for Oklahoma, and against Oklahoma State, he just murdered us. Punt returns, because he was by far the fastest man on every field he ever set foot on. So then he has to go to West Alabama for a couple of more years, and he tries to play running back and receiver, and because of the domestic violence, he was supposed to go undrafted. But guess who in the 5th round says, no, we're going to take a shot? Clark Hunt and the Kansas City Chiefs. Clark Hunt, Mr. Good Guy, knew his father very well. He is a good guy, but Kansas City will take chances on some of these guys, in part because of Andy, and we can rehabilitate them, we can work with them. Our locker room's strong, and they take a chance on Tyreek. And did that not pay off? Is that not as good a 5th round pick as you're ever going to make? Right? Maybe not Tom Brady in the 6th, but as far as wideouts go, that will work. And then to the Dolphins, he obviously had a great run with Miami, but under Mike McDaniel in 2023, and it wasn't, as you keep saying, that's not that long ago, they just tore up the league.
Yeah.
It was Mike McDaniel's second year with Tua, and he taught Tua, just get rid of it. Just throw it on time, throw it up for grabs, because Tyreek will just run under it like it's a punt. You know, he'll just track it down. And the numbers they put up were just extraordinary.
Great.
Seriously. You know, he led the league in receiving yards and
1,700.
yeah, it was
touchdowns.
sweet, man. I'm looking at all these numbers and they're just like, whoa.
Leading passing too, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. And they go 11-6 that year, and they wind up in a playoff game back in the cold in Kansas City, and Tua can't play in the cold. He's a Hawaii kid, and they just get smoked, and it was like a joke game. But my point is, then I look at wide receivers who can last. Well, I covered a Raider team one year in 2002 that went to the Super Bowl with 40-year-old Jerry Rice and 36-year-old Tim Brown. Do you remember that team? Okay, and they were pretty good because they were playing with their heads, not their speed, right? They were out-thinking people with Rich Gannon as the MVP of the league, dinking and dunking to those two guys. Well, Tyreek's, I'm with you. I think he's got a lot of juice left, and so he belongs somewhere. But, you know, I think Tua drives him crazy because I'm not a Tua guy, and we'll get to Tua now in a second. But I feel sorry for Tyreek every time I watch a Dolphin game because he can be better than that if he could go home to Mahomes or go anywhere with somebody who had some arm, because Tua just doesn't have much of an arm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have to go home to Mahomes because he can't go home to his own house. She got that.
Bingo. Yeah.
God damn, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying. $5.5 million go to her. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sure, that's to the
man.
hotel.
Cheaper to keeper, baby.
So you guys all are agreeing, though, that Tyreek's not the problem for Miami. You agree that it's Tua, right? So I want to look at Tua. Obviously, 2023, though, they put up great numbers.
did.
But then he gets hurt last year, concussion, and then this year comes out, 33-8. It was horrific to watch. So he get 3 turnovers. Should Miami let go of Tua? I know the fans are going crazy. They're done with Tua. What do you guys think?
Man, is that bad? Like, how are you so great in 2023? I mean, after the first concussion, got your ass knocked out. But, you know, you led the league in passing yards, right? Tyreek damn near broke a record receiving yards,
He
right?
did.
Y'all number 2 in offense. So you two are connected.
Right.
How does it end up to this? Where y'all have no connection no more. That's weird. I know, like, you know, offensively they probably, you know, the last scouting report from, you know, Sunday's game, they said that if you take away his first pass, it becomes a check down quarterback. And
Or panic.
or he panics very well. I mean, so if that's one of the problems, then yeah, but how you have this great connection, like second offense, you guys are making history to then you guys can't even stand each other to the point where
It's because Tyreek is the first read. They take that away and now he panic. You feel me? It's simple. That's what Bill would do. That's what Wade Phillips would do. Okay, he want to look at Tyreek first. We're going to double the shit out of Tyreek. We're going to make him look somewhere else. And after you take that beating like he took, your clock is sped up now. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to hold that ball and really go through his reads. It becomes a shocker. Rondé Barber used to call them shockers. He becomes a shocker. You look here, it ain't there, and then it's just panic mode. It just look real rookie-ish. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it could get better. I don't think it could get better, man. It's bad luck that he went through what he went through, but it changes you as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Your clock used to be at about 3.2 seconds. Now it's at about 2.2 seconds. So, you know what I'm saying? That clock is sped up, and Xavier Howard told you, man, it was pretty easy. We take away his first read, and now he's in panic mode. So it was a pretty easy game for us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they got to bite the bullet on this one because you could trade Waddle, you could trade Minka, you could trade Tyreek and get stuff, but you can't trade. Who gonna take Tua? With his injury history, nobody's gonna take him. You paid him, so you're gonna have to bite the bullet on this one and just take whatever cap hit you take. Maybe release him, clear whatever you can clear up in the future. Hey, man, it's time to rebuild in Miami.
Yeah. I think the most frustrating part for Miami Dolphins fans are they saw it in 2023. Tua, we know you have it in you, and Tua hasn't even been able to live up to half that. So when Tua proves he could do it in 2023 with the same offensive coordinator, this genius McDaniel, and he doesn't do it now, it stings even more because Tua is ass. He looks bad. I mean, he is ass. He looks bad. Unlucky with concussions, things like that, but there is no rhythm and timing. There's no deep shots to Tyreek. Waddle can't get the ball. They can't get the run game going. They're running all these crazy offensive plays, and nothing seems to work. So that's why I think makes the Tua situation really, really bad is we know he has it in him. We know he can perform at an elite level in this offense, but what we've seen the last 2 years has been ass. And I think there's more problems in Miami besides Tyreek and Tua. I think we're talking to some systemic issues, but just as far as Tua, we've seen everything we need to see. He's an elite talent, but that was one season. That was an aberration. We've seen what Tua is over the last 2 seasons.
So you wouldn't let him play out the season, see what he could do again? You wouldn't?
I mean, they don't really have a shot. They don't really have a shot. I don't know who their backup is, but it's probably not going to be better than Tua. You look at 2023, and that's what everybody's chasing.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, no.
He's the backup.
Hey,
Yeah.
Or Quinn Ewers, the rookie they drafted.
that Quinn spin, you might have something in.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
know.
Well, that's
We're
the
going to
thing.
tank the season anyway.
He's been
Might as
another
well
guy
try.
who
They're chasing 2023, and it's not 2023. It's
But it's been
Exactly.
one game. It's one game.
It is one game, but this is where I'll get
Well,
into.
2024 was.
I know.
Yeah, but this is what I'll get into. I think Miami has more systemic issues stemming from the head man, McDaniels. I think that he's an interesting guy. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a sharp guy. But leader of men, I don't see it. I
don't either.
I don't see it. And this was really, really kind of an interesting tidbit. I have a friend who plays defensive line for them, and they went on the road this preseason, and they did 2 joint practices on the road, and then they came back to Miami to do a joint practice. And what that tells me is they're searching for something.
Right.
They're searching for some edge. They're searching for some physicality, and it's not coming from the head coach. What he says rings hollow with the boys, so he's like, all right, I recognize that. I'm going to take the boys on the road. And everything I read from the beat writers all summer long from these practices, they're getting their ass kicked. They have no identity.
Right.
They're not physical.
Yeah.
This offense isn't working. So I think, I really think that is getting close to the time in Miami where they push the delete button.
Yeah, it's time to blow it up, man.
Time to blow it up.
Blow it
It's
up.
time to blow it
I
up.
think McDaniels is a great offensive coordinator, but I don't think he's a leader of men, like you said. So as a head coach, you got to be a leader of men. You got to be able to stand in front of that meeting room with guys like Richie, guys like myself, and not have us say, this motherfucker, bro. Like, this soft motherfucker, man. Like, hey, it's going to bleed. If you soft as a head coach, it's going to bleed through the team, bro. We see right through that shit. So you got to be a leader of men to stand in front of that room. I don't think McDaniel's got that. He can be a great OC, man. Get him with Dak in Dallas. He'd go crazy.
To your point, every time I see Mike McDaniel on television, I think, how did he become a head coach in the National Football League?
So good as a coordinator.
Seriously.
He was so good as a fucking coordinator. Usually, them the guys who get their opportunity. So
Okay.
that's what
I'm
earned
going
it.
to second all your emotions about Tua, but I first guessed it. I said before his draft, no, he's 6 feet tall at the most, and he's got half an arm. It won't work. He's got half an arm, seriously.
You got half a brain, too.
Yeah, and half,
You got Kyle Murray's legs.
he doesn't have any legs. Okay, so there was a report on, I think it was ESPN reported, that when he was at Alabama, he had 4 different surgeries. So he's fragile to start with, and he had a big concussion issue at Alabama to start with. So you're just taking that into the league, and the Dolphins are going to make you the 5th pick in the draft. Look, at some point, you can't throw it to your first read every time, as Xavier Howard said. After a while, the league will take that away from you, and you're going to have to stand in there and take a hit to complete a pass. Joe Burrow, who went first into his draft, took a hit from Myles Garrett. I don't know if you guys saw this the other day, but he just took a hit straight up the gut from Myles Garrett, just got blasted and knocked 17 feet backward. And Joe Burrow will get up and complete the next ball on you because he's got guts. And Tua is so fragile. He's such an egg man. He's just like eggshell. That, well, seriously, that he's this. You know, it's just like, oh, I gotta throw it. I gotta throw it fast.
Right.
And if the first one's covered, it's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now? Nothing. You're gonna duck and cover, right? And that's why his QBR was 2.7 on scale of 0 to 100.
Oh my God.
2.7 at Indy. It's
in the
horrendously
NFL?
bad. It's just so bad
It's a wrap.
that the locker room, Richie's in the locker room saying, damn, we can't overcome this. So do I really want to get up and bust my ass tomorrow for Tua? You're stuck. And yet, as Gil points out, you know, I look at the overall numbers for his whole career, and he's 101 touchdowns to 46 interceptions, and you say, that sounds pretty good. You know, like, okay, that'll work. No, it won't.
The turnover.
McDaniel did some magic tricks with him for a while until the league caught back up, and they're going nowhere with Tua. They're just going, and he's a nice kid and all that. He's a good guy and all, but that doesn't matter in the end. It just doesn't matter.
Not in the NFL.
No, it just doesn't matter. And they got to start over, man. They got to, because I don't know if Quinn Ewers is the answer. I don't know, but he did beat out Arch for a year. You know, like he kept Arch on the bench. I don't know. Yeah.
Nothing to lose right now.
No,
Might as well try.
they need to start over at quarterback first.
I feel like they get to one or two more games. If it don't get 10 times better than that 2.7 QBR, then I feel like they're just gonna go with the young guys and
My God.
try to deal him somewhere. They're dealing for a 7th round pick at this point. Just give us some picks.
I don't even know who give you a 7th one.
Somebody might want him for a backup because you know he can get in there and spin a little bit. We know his clock is
But with his
extremely
injury
sped up.
history?
Exactly. So that's why you give up a 7 for him. Like, all right, we'll take Tua as a backup. We know if some shit happens, we can bring Tua in. He can get us through the game. He professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
He showed that he can get us through a game. That's what you want from your backup. You know what I'm saying? So they might can get a 7, but it ain't even 8 rounds in the league, but they might get an 8 Nah, man. Hey, try to get something, whatever you can get from him. Restructure that contract, man. Cut that shit out and, you know, pay him like a backup.
I think one of the maddening thing about these mad geniuses in the NFL like McDaniel is when it's not working, it looks like shit. When it's working, right?
Yeah.
But when it's not working, it looks like shit. And that's what they're doing. They're running a bunch of different plays, just trying to find something, you know?
I don't think it's McDaniel's why this shit not working, though. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree that it's definitely on Tua, but when I look at them, they have no identity. I mean, they can't run the ball.
They're soft.
They're soft. They're
Soft
not
football
physical.
team.
They're soft. And when you look at the head coach, what do you think?
Exactly. Soft as shit.
So I think, you know, when it's on, it looks great, 2023 for the Dolphins. But when it's off, it looks out of whack and it's bad.
Yeah, honestly, poor Miami, but also like poor Giants fans right now. You have your ex-boyfriend, your ex-quarterback Daniel Jones, balls out.